I have a question. What's the point of thinking things? Thinking things are what's in your mind, your ideas that you have that you want to share and convey to the world, right? Well, here's the thing. You can never get somebody to totally understand what you're thinking because everybody is different. Everybody has a different mind and they all interpret things differently. So, first off, when you're conveying a thought, you can't just transfer the thought. You have to use words to share it like I am now. So you're limited by your vocabulary, you're limited by your ability to describe things to others. Like, if you're not good at that, if you're not good at conveying ideas, you may be losing out on something. But if the other person is different, like they don't think the way that you do, they don't understand ideas the way that you do, they might not understand what you're saying. They might interpret it a totally different way. And this can be for a number of reasons. Maybe they aren't intelligent enough. Maybe they're more intelligent than you and they're being presumptuous about your intelligence. Maybe they just think a totally different way. Maybe they're trying to think of it through it logically, but you're totally emotionally. Or maybe they're thinking through it emotionally while you're thinking logically. Maybe you're just from a totally different background, or for whatever reason. But for whatever reason, if you are thinking something and you try to convey that to others, it seems like it's very difficult to get them to understand where you're coming from. I mean, I try my hardest to help people to understand what other people are saying and to understand their perspectives, but I find it very difficult. And I don't know if it's some failing on my part or if that's just the way that people work. If it's just impossible to truly understand where other people are coming from. Because I don't know, is it? I mean, how different are we? Are we really similar? Are we really different? I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure how exactly people's minds work. I'm not sure where the differences lie, but I know that they have to be out there because I'm not the same as other people. And not to make me pretentious and special, I think that everybody is different in a certain way. Or at least we differentiate ourselves because we say that we're different. Even if there aren't qualitative differences, we're saying that we're different. We put ourselves into different groups. So does that mean that we are separate from other people? And if we are separate, is there any point in trying to convey thoughts at all? And you might say, you don't have to share your thoughts as long as you know what's up, as long as you know what's right. But what's the point of thinking something and knowing something if you can't relate that to others? Because it doesn't matter what you do internally, all that matters is what you do externally, because that's all the influence you can have. Like, it doesn't matter whether at nature I'm a good person who wants to help the world and stop world hunger and war and end all disease, or if I'm a horrible person who hates humanity and despises everybody and wants to destroy the world while laughing maniacally. It doesn't matter what I want, because if I'm too lazy to do anything about it, it's the same exact thing. Nothing's being done, nothing is being influenced. You know, you have to have the motivation or the capability to do something outside of yourself. And if you don't have that ability, then what does it matter what you are inside? What does it matter how much you want to understand people, or how much you want to make a difference, or how much you want to relate to people, or how much you want to matter to somebody, or how much you want to share your perspective with the world? If you can't express that properly to the world, you can't get other people to think what you think. If you can't do that, what's the point of thinking it in the first place? I mean, I know you can't just shut off your mind, but is there any benefit to that? Is there any purpose to thinking if you can't share that? And if you're just thinking, because you're going to die someday, your brain is going to stop, and that's where your thoughts are, they're in your brain. So at that point, it's like you've never had the thoughts at all if you're not giving them to somebody else. So, you know, the logical answer there is to give them to someone else. But if you can't, what's the point? Is there any point in trying to understand people if you just can't? I don't know. But it seems complicated. It seems like there has to be an answer, but I don't know.